Hey y'all, we are working on this 2008 Sea Hunt center console. Let's go ahead and dive in and see what we got going. Okay, we went ahead and did a hull wash. I took before pictures of that. So there was a lot of stains down here and dirt stains, grime. As you see, it's completely chalked. So of course we're going to be wet sanding it. We are also going to take off these decals right here. He's got some damage right there. He's going to replace all this. We're going to take that off. It's going to give it a much cleaner look. The bottom isn't as bad as the top and the inside. Up there it's never really bad because it's so curved, so it don't get as much sun. So really the top and the inside is the worst. We are going to be getting the centerpiece right here, the walls. We're going to take off these rod holders that are on the side over there, and we're going to tape off the bottom paint. He will be repainting this when we're done. Okay, so right here I'm going ahead and starting on the inside. I'm getting the big areas with the sander, and then the rest of the areas in the corners I will be hand sanding while I'm doing the inside. He will be doing the outside. We're going in with 1,000 grit and 2,000 grit on the inside, and on the outside we're doing 1, 2, and 3,000 grit. Okay, what you can do when you're hand sanding, you can get a bucket of soapy water with Dawn dish soap. It will help it glide a lot easier. Then you can come back when you're all done and rinse it off. You can use paper, sanding paper, to hand sand if you want, but foam is recommended. I don't have a problem at all with just a regular paper sand disc. Okay, if you have a super chalky center console, definitely on the interior, you're mainly going to have most of your chalkiness on the interior just because how open it is. It gets a lot of sun. So I already got all the sides done. Now all I got is the centerpiece. I'm going in with 1,000. Now if you're doing it by hand, just a regular paper piece is okay. And you want to put something inside of it like a sponge. Now I am using Hercules sandpaper from Harbor Freight just because I ran out of what we usually use, which is foam back. If you use a foam back sandpaper, make sure you use that on a DA polisher sander. But the only time you can really use paper is by hand sanding only. So I got my bucket of soapy water right here to go in, and I'm using my palm to get even pressure. You don't want to just use your fingers, or you are going to put sanding, finger sanding marks in it. You'll know the oxidation is gone once you feel it start to smooth out. Once you start doing it, it'll gum up. So what I'm going to do is collect some water, do that, do it again. And look, this part is smooth, all that dead layer is gone. So now I'm going to work my way around. Now anytime I'm working around like hinges like this right here, I am going to have to use my finger. Just because there's really no way to get it without using your finger. Now this is where it gets aggravating because of these hinges. Okay, the first thing you're gonna want to do after you just wet sanded the whole interior of your boat, don't matter if it's a center console, a hurricane, anything, if you're restoring the inside and it's the same for the outside, first thing you're gonna want to do is wet sand. We went in with 1,000 and 2,000 on here. I didn't go in 3,000 just because it is the inside. It's small areas. So for the outside, we did go in with 3,000 to make it go a lot faster. So the first thing you're gonna wanna have is a rotary. You cannot do this with a regular buffer or like a polisher. That's not gonna work. And when you're using a 3M double-sided real wool pad, then you're gonna wanna use a spur to spur out your pad when you go to compound, because you don't want to keep using a pad that's gummed up with old compound. This is what it looks like. You can get it on Amazon. I will put the link in the description. And we are going in with Start Level R compound. This is the most abrasive compound on the market. Now, let's go ahead and stir it. You are going to want to tape off as much bright work as possible. You don't have to, but if you don't, you're going to have black residue everywhere and all over your pad. Sometimes you can't help it and it just happens. Okay. Now we did pull it inside of our carport just because it was so hot earlier and we are going to be working late tonight.
So hot I passed the devil.
Yeah, so hot we did pass the devil actually. Okay. So I already got this whole entire front piece done. Now I'm doing right here all around this lid. Can I have a rag? You're gonna have dust everywhere when you do this. There's no way out of that. Now, you're gonna want to work in small sections. I mean, you can work in bigger sections if it's shady or if you're in a shop. If you're so lucky to have a shop. Now you're just gonna put it on there. I didn't get back here yet. I'm gonna rub it in. Now you don't want to use too much. Why? Because if you do, when you go to turn a rotary on, you're going to sling money everywhere basically because you're wasting compound. It's going everywhere and it's not doing what it needs to do because you use too much. Now we got it all spread in. Now we're going to start on 1,000 RPM. Start on 600, the lowest if you want, but we always start on 1,000. And once you get it all worked in, you're turning up to about 1,200 to 1,400 RPMs. You're going to hold it flat after it's worked in. But first we're going to have it tilted while we work it in. Then we're going to turn it up and have it flat and kind of just smooth out everything. Alright, now we're going to turn it up. To wipe off like you would with polish, just because that's really a great compound. So I'm gonna bring you up close and show you what it looks like. Alright y'all, this is what it looks like. And if you watched any of my other videos, of course it's gonna look like it's done and ready to hit the waters and the Great Lakes and oceans, wherever you want to take it. But no, it's not. Because if you turn on the light or when the sun hits it, you're gonna have a bunch of holograms and swirl marks in here just from the compound itself and the pad. So you're going to want to make sure you polish after this. Now see, we didn't get up here. It's not shiny at all up there. We already got right here. I'm going to have to put this little thing back on there. Like I said, you just got the residue. So just tape off the fish. But yeah, see, no wet sanded all that. This thing was so chalked before we started. I mean, that's just wet sand residue. That's not any chalkiness or anything. But yeah, make sure you polish after that and you'll be all set. And look at this side down here. Looks amazing. It's crazy. All right, y'all, it's a new day and we are almost done with the inside. Thank God, as you can see, that nice reflection just from compounding. I got to touch up a spot under this handlebar and finish up with the mini under here. Here's what we're using. It's the mini polisher Milwaukee, and I'm using a mini wool pad. This wool pad did come from Harbor Freight and it works pretty good. The DeWalt isn't gonna fit under the steering wheel, but so good if you see, because the head of it wants to hit the steering wheel. So what we did is we took this, came right under, and we moved the steering wheel as needed because we need that extra space where the back of this tool would hit. So you just turn the steering wheel as needed and keep working real slow. I say about go at this speed first, just to work it in. Then spur it out because it is real small and it gets built up real fast at compound. And then I hit it pretty fast, and you will have to come in and polish after you do that. You're gonna have a bunch of holograms, but it's looking pretty good in here now. We got up there to finish little steps, and I gotta do right down here, but it's looking really good. Definitely compared to what it was. And we did find that this centerpiece isn't thick. This is already like that. That is fiberglass underneath. So you want to be very careful when you go to buy for wet sand. Just like this right there. I can't do anything about that. I've already sanded with 800 right here and it still won't go away. So I'm just going to leave it alone. I would just suggest putting a sticker if you have many areas like that, so you don't come across that. And I think somebody's worked on this before just because of that. So if you see that, you want to stop. Alright, y'all, here's the blue Forest Foam Lake Country polishing pad. It's super thick and firm. So we're going to put it on here. You just want to use a little bit of polish. You don't want to use too much. Pick it up. Here it is. Finish off. Just want to put, you can put it on the surface or on your pad. It don't really matter. But I'm going to put it on the pad. I'm going to put a little bit on the surface just since it's a fresh pad. Just that much. Alright, you want to start off on 1. You got to work it in. Once it's all worked in, you're going to turn it to 6 and do about 2 to 3 passes. Now, the reason that happened with all the shavings from the pad or whatever it was, that's because this hook was in the way. So really you want to come in with your mini polisher and get the areas like that so you don't tear up your pads. But no big deal. Okay, come on into the sun. See the little area we just did? Flawless. There's absolutely no holograms or anything compared to down here where we have not done. So that's why I highly recommend Finish R. Okay, now we're going ahead and finishing that little bit at the top up there, and we're working on the bottom. It's something we did just figure out, because I don't care how long you're in the business, you learn something new every day. When you get about 3 to 4 sections in, change your polishing pad to a brand new pad so it has time to cool off and it doesn't get overheated and melt onto your polisher, because it has happened to us before. Alright, y'all, check out the clarity. And that's with the flashlight on it. The reason I have the flashlight on it is because the sun ain't on it. So I want to show you the clarity. Now let's move down here to where we have not polished. See? You don't want to leave it like that. A lot of detailers out there will leave it like that, and as soon as the sun does hit it, it looks like complete poo-poo. So make sure you always polish. You'll get nice crystal clear reflections. Alright, y'all, are now polishing this side. Ooh, hot dang, look at that. That is perfection. right in the sun. Oh yeah, because that's how we do it. Just got this bottom left to finish, and Barry's getting in these little areas with the mini polisher right there. Finishing up the top, finish the bottom. Let's walk over here to this side. We just got to clean up this side. You can either, before you apply sealant, you can either wash it with Dawn, or you can use invisible glass because it has enough alcohol in it, or you can do a whole alcohol wipe on it because you want, there's still like an oil residue on here from the polish, so you want to make sure you strip that off. You're not going to strip away the perfection, you're just stripping off the oil. Then you're going to put your sealant on there, or you know, ceramic, whatever you choose to do. But yeah, looks amazing, don't it? God, it looks really good actually. Oh my god, looky there. We just got the inside left, so let's finish up. All right, y'all, we're about done. We're now polishing up in here. Oh my gosh, what a nice reflection. Looks like I might have missed one spot right there. Don't worry, I'll come back and get it. But I ain't got none of that up there yet to polish. Y'all remember how bad this was? Oh Lord. It's amazing. All right, y'all. We're now all done. Look how great it looks. Right in the sun too. Looks fantastic. Check out this inside.